Live.
Awesome. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Press Box. It's officially our first show in the new NFL season, and y'all, we have a lot to talk about. But before we get started, let's go ahead and shout out our GOAT members and Hall of Fame stars: Jeremias, Terry, IDWC, Avion, Damien, Loaded, Poppin' It Clips, and legend Brian Kendall. Want to become a member? Click join to see all membership offers. Chat, thanks so much for being here today. Let's get this show started. On Thursday night, right as the new NFL season kicked off, Joe Burrow became the highest paid player in the history of the NFL, with him coming to an agreement with the Cincinnati Bengals on a 5-year, $275 million contract extension that includes $219 million guaranteed. Well, yesterday, Burrow and the Bengals fell to the Browns in their season opener. With the loss, Burrow is now 1-4 against the Browns in his career. What are y'all's thoughts on the Bengals heading into this season? J-Rob, start us off for the day. How are you feeling about them Bengals?
So first things first. Hold on, this man, Dub, bro. You're on a cruise. Hold on, Dub is in the lobby. Dub, you're at a cruise. We're not dealing with you today. Enjoy your cruise. So how I feel about the Bengals? I'm not gonna overreact too much because I'm a Joe Burrow guy. I've been a big fan of Joe Burrow. Obviously, Bama DP. I noticed Joe Burrow did not play in the preseason. Because he was nursing a calf injury. I'm not going to like he said in his press conference. I'm not going to overreact. It's week one. We all kind of know what Joe Burrow is already. There's a reason why he's the highest paid player in the entire league. And really, listen, the Browns been whooping on the Bengals since he's been there. This has actually been a trend. And really, I gotta say, Deshaun wasn't incredible yesterday, but he was good enough where I'm like, yeah, this guy might be on his way back. And I think as the year progresses, he's going to get more comfortable. And it actually made me realize how close this division really is going to be. And so I'm not gonna overreact yet. I just think he hasn't played.
Fair enough. Bama?
My takeaway from it, of course, I mean, on the initial, you could easily overreact and be like, oh yeah, it was a money heist, you know what I mean? But for the most part, he wanted, hey, it was 2 of the 5 top QBs in my eyes going at it. And for me, that's easily how those games could go when those guys play against each other. One of them can come out, and make the other one look. And it's not really like a quarterback versus quarterback. I'll just be honest. The Browns just really had Joe Burrow number. Like what you say, he had the calf injury, and they was dialing up blitzes to really test that calf, make him move in the pocket, make him improvise a little more. That's just what it looked like to me. They was trying to test Joe Burrow calf muscle, and it looked like he not healthy all the way yet. It's an overreaction because you know what Joe Burrow do is 17 games in a season. That's just week one for real. So I'm not really tripping off of it. It ain't like he just fell off a cliff. Or at least I don't think so. He ain't go pull no Space Jam after the money. But for me, I just think he got to heal up, honestly, and get a little better. But that Cleveland defense, man, they just got. I feel like they got their defense set up to be able to stop what the Bengals do best. And that's just what we saw yesterday. When that defense in tune, and then especially you get the little inclement weather with it raining, and that's what the Bengals really like to do. They pass to set up the run almost. So, I mean, that is not going to end up well. Joe Burrow playing on a bad leg. So, I mean, what was going to happen. But I'm not overreacting off of it. Joe Burrow earned this money. So we just got to see. He got to overcome that O-line.
DP.
For 1 week at least, we got to change him from Joe Shiesty to Joe Heisty. He hit a money heist. He Joe Heisty for at least a week. Hey, you can't give me 82 yards, bro. I understand the calves, but like that's kind of where it goes into show of where players got to take care of themselves, right? Where if you know where you at, and you're not telling me you're feeling 90% and you Joe Burrow and you can only give me 82 yards with the weapons you got. Something has to be like, hey, coach, I know I just got paid. I know that, it's exciting to get on the field, but I'm not close to being 100% because 82 yards, that's terrible. Like, you should never throw for 82 yards as Joe Burrow and dang near a half of football, let alone a game of football.
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried about it. He threw, I believe, 4 interceptions in week 1 last year. So it's not like he hasn't had slow starts before. You just don't want to, see it obviously after becoming the highest paid player in NFL history. I know, but I could only imagine Lamar being the highest paid player, getting beat 24-3 and throwing for 82 yards. Do you know what the headlines in the media would be saying right now if that would have been Lamar yesterday being the highest paid player? That it would have been crazy. It would have been a frenzy. They would have been talking about get your money back and everything else. But because it's Joe Burrow and he has goodwill with the media and everybody else, it's hey, calm down, calm down. He'll be all right. That's part of football.
I like it. I mean, I'm not mad at it. Double standards.
Yeah, well, staying on track with yesterday's Bengals-Browns matchup, we saw Deshaun Watson shine in his season debut. Do y'all think Watson can reclaim his place amongst the top 5 QBs in the NFL? Bama, what's your take on this?
You muted, Bama. You muted.
Yeah, pretty much easy money. I already got him top five in the league already. I was just waiting for him to be able to play a full season. I ain't even gonna play that game with Deshaun Watson, how we do everybody else. Oh, we gotta see he ain't played football in 2 years. Man, I go off your resume. His resume showed him he been that real deal. So give him 17 games like what we giving him this season. He finna be that real deal again. He figured out a way to get his team to get his team to W. He himself didn't have a perfect game either. A few of the balls got away from him, like I said, but that's just the weather. I get it. The people we argue with, you know what I'm saying, J-Rod, we got to, stand 10 toes down.
10 toes,
and don't
yeah.
give people the benefit of the doubt. But realistically, I want to give him and Joe Burrow the benefit of the doubt because them conditions are shitty, bro, especially with the type of quarterbacks they are. I can only imagine with trying to throw that ball, man. Like, that proposed like a real, like, threat to what they was trying to do. So myself personally, I gotta give them one, especially with that game with them conditions what they was going through in Cleveland Sunday. So I just think, man, like I said, it's gonna boil down to Lamar and that boy Deshaun, man. For me in the AFC Championship, however it gotta happen, it's gonna happen. Y'all can play the math and do all of that. But I really believe it's gonna boil down to them two dudes to see who will go to the Super Bowl. I like Deshaun a lot.
Actually, I'm gonna add one today. My guy, our guy D-Man is in here, bro. I haven't seen D-Man in a minute. What's up, D-Man?
What's going on? What's up,
my brother? How you doing? Good to see you, bro.
Man, what it do?
Falcons ass.
Yeah,
I'm
good to see you. He's feeling good with his Falcons hat on. I see
I had to come pull up on you.
Yeah. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Nadia, can you just tell D-Man the question one more time?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're talking the Bengals-Browns matchup from yesterday. The question that we're on right now is, Deshaun Watson shine in his season debut? Can Watson reclaim his place amongst the top 5 QBs in the NFL?
I mean, I predicted that anyway. I got them like second in their division. They probably might be first, but I got at least second. So I predicted that.
I like it. DP, you want to go? I'll go last. I'll wrap this one up.
Deshaun Watson can definitely become a top 5 QB again. I'll take a few more games just to see how it all played out. I'm not taking anything away from what he did yesterday. It was sloppy conditions across the board in the NFL. Even some of the quarterbacks that didn't play in bad conditions didn't, have, for whatever reason, it might have been some of the most sloppy quarterback play that I've seen across the NFL in a week in a long time. Like, everybody's going for like 150 yards, not a lot of touchdowns being thrown. So I'm not going to take anything away from him. He had 150 something, I believe, and maybe a passing TD, 45 and another rushing TD. I think Deshaun Watson has every tool to be a top 5 quarterback. I think when the season plays out, it'll all shake out how it needs to be. But I always tell people now, man, the NFL is so skilled. The receivers and the quarterbacks, not being a top 5 quarterback's really not a slight anymore, right? Like, you can really go about 8 deep before you start being like, oh, well, Jared Goff, like, you know what I mean? Like, the top 8 are legitimate. And when you're rounding out 8, you're talking about guys like Tua, who's throwing for 466 yards in games. So when I say it's not a slight if you are in the top 5 or not, I think he will be. But even if you don't have him in there, it's not like you're saying, oh, he watched, because the NFL just got guys that are capable of throwing the ball around a lot now.
Yeah, no, for real. I agree. I think the best part of what you said is like it was very much week one. I think the only overreaction I'm going to have from week one, my only overreaction will be the Giants. I just think there's a lot of foundational flaws in what they've done over there in New York, and I think we can get back. That could be a conversation for later in the show. But yeah, no, I'm with you, DP. Like I don't want to overreact, and I think you hit it on the nose. We're at such a premium, like this era of quarterbacks right now is at such a premium that, like you said, you get to about 8 or 9, and you still, if you have a good team, you in pretty good hands to try to potentially reach the Super Bowl. So I think that was a great point. I think that was a great point. Again, I'm with Bama. I'm with D-Man. I'm with DP. I mean, listen, I don't think any of us thought that Deshaun Watson can't be a top 5 quarterback in the league because that's how he left the NFL. When he left the league, we all, I think, had him ranked as a top 5 quarterback. I honestly think at the time of his departure from the league, the only quarterback that we probably would have definitively say was better than him was probably Mahomes, and at that time, Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers was coming over
and
MVP.
that was debatable. That was debatable at that time.
I was just about to say that, D-Man. And obviously, with the way,
name, please.
And Brady, my bad, and Brady.
Oh,
but outside of Brady, Mahomes, outside of Brady and Mahomes, the Rodgers debate was close at the time too, because I think people still had that sour taste on how he finished those postseasons. Yeah, so it was really like Deshaun might have been top 3 depending on who you ask. So seeing him come out there in those bad conditions, and listen, I think me and Bama specifically, because we believe so much about winning when it has to do with quarterbacks, we get a lot of flack for, well, they won the game, but his numbers weren't immaculate. But at the end of the day, Deshaun still operated that offense. He still did what it took to win. Obviously, they played good defense. But in terms of getting them in positions to score the football, Deshaun Watson 100% was able to do that. And I feel like if we're gonna give Trevor Lawrence all this grace last year for starting the season rocky, but then finding a groove late, and then after a playoff game, some people propelled him to the top 5, top 6 in the league. I think we can give that same type of leeway to Deshaun, because I can see him by about game 3 or 4 finally hitting his stride in this league. And that's when it gets scarier, because the AFC is already loaded with quarterbacks, but Deshaun is so damn talented. He can propel himself to that right under Mahomes, right under the Burrow, Allen, Lamar, that area, Tua Tagovailoa is going to need some. Well, we'll get to winners and losers. Yeah, we'll get to winners and losers later. We'll just finish. We'll get to Nadia's question. But yeah, random's here, so I guess you could go.
Sorry, just so I make sure. Can you say the question again, Nadia?
Yeah, absolutely. So, can Watson reclaim his place amongst the top 5 QBs in the NFL?
Absolutely. First of all, thank you for having me. Nice to meet you, Nadia. Bama, you wild with that name right there. But my biggest thing with Deshaun Watson was the amount of time that he missed. Okay, obviously, depending on what you think about his situation, all that, that's a lot of time to miss a full year plus more games last season and then adding on to the fact that he's moving to a new team, new weapons, new all that. That's always been my thing. Anybody who looked with as much as Bill O'Brien, I swear at one point just wanted to make sure that Deshaun Watson could fail at some point. That was always been my big thing. He has the talent, he has the team. And right. The best part I love about the Browns is the balance that he should have the whole season with a number one running back, maybe the best running back in the league in Nick Chubb. And I'm telling you, Deshaun Watson, Deshaun Watson could be in some conversation that I think a lot of people are not going to put him in because of his situation off the field, which is, I get that's important, but when you're just talking about on the field production, on the field play, he should be in those conversations. That's always been my big thing with him. Now that he looked good enough with adverse conditions, and I'm very curious to see how he goes. And don't be shocked if the Browns, at least in my opinion, end up winning that division.
I do want to add something too, because I think D-Man could appreciate this. Bama, you would appreciate this. DP, y'all would appreciate this for sure, just because I know like y'all football backgrounds. It's okay to win ugly.
Absolutely.
That's what I think one of the issues is, I think, with with like just like our community now with sports fans and stuff, we be so critical that quarterbacks can win an ugly game because at the end of the day, you know what people don't realize in the locker room when a quarterback and a team go back to the locker room, DP, you notice we're not really looking at the quarterback's box score. They're gonna remember them 2 late drives that he put together to help us win that football game. We're not gonna think about that pick in the second quarter. We're not gonna think about the 1 throw or 2 throws he missed. So, like I think it's okay to win an ugly game here and there. Like you're supposed to dominate the team you're supposed to dominate, but every quarterback's not going to go out there and pull a Tua and throw for 460. You know what I'm saying? Like
the people who add
that don't happen
stats
all the time.
The people who add stats at the end is either like the team that lost, but man, we got Tom. Like for instance, let's use Tom Brady in that AFC Championship game that they beat the Kansas City Chiefs in. The first thing Nick Wright did the next day, because he's a Chiefs super fan, he brought up most of that game Tom Brady was terrible. I'm like, nah, bruh. You saw how they was jumping at the end of the game. They was jumping. They won the game. They go in the Super Bowl. And where is your squad? If you have to bring up the stats afterwards and all that, it's because you lost. Or you're trying to build some kind of narrative in the media. That's
you could lose ugly against a good football team, or you could win ugly against another good football team. They're a good team too. That's what I feel like people forget. Like some of these teams are dead good too. Like they got a great defense. They got a future Hall of Fame on that side of the ball. They got a system in place that works. So it's okay to win ugly. Every game is not going to be a statistical performance. It's about that win column at the end of the day, because y'all all notice that's what keep jobs.
Your
stats don't keep jobs. Wins do. Straight up.
It's very rare where you see somebody win and then they let go of you, which means something fatally bad about how you practice as a professional, how you play.
Jared Goff. Jared Goff.
Like that's why if your team is winning. Yeah, if you're winning and they let you go, that there's something fatally wrong about how you approach the game.
Yeah.
Right.
If they hold on to Tim Tebow, they'll hold on to anything else,
Man, Tim Tebow found a way to beat the Chiefs when he completed 8 passes and completed 2 of them. Oh, what a day that was! I was in Kansas City at that point.
Yeah, a day.
People was crying when I was in college at that point.
Graylin Marshall in the chat. Actually, go ahead, Nadia. Go ahead. Go to the next one. My bad.
No, you're all good. I was going to say, before we get over to the wins and losers of the week 1, we got a couple of super chats. So first one from Lonnie. He says, get them likes up, y'all. I agree. Thank you, Lonnie. And then from Drink More Water, to speak on the point of sloppy offense this first week, I know it's only week 1, but is that the result of defenses finally catching up to offenses?
I think the defenses always have an advantage early in the season, because obviously I'm not trying to dumb down. I was a receiver in college, so I'm not trying to dumb down, but it's a lot easier. There's so much concepts you're trying to install and do all this early in the season, just trying to find what kind of team is going to be as the season progresses. That defense is a lot easier to install, a lot easier because it's a lot more reaction, instinct, and all that. And offenses, it's a lot harder to just find your groove. So defenses early, at least the way I've seen it, and the way defenses always have an advantage early in the season. It's the defense that can kind of keep it up through the season are the ones that we remember as some of the best. That's how I look at it.
I like it.
I mean, it go both ways. I mean, he sound like a wide receiver. You sound like a real wide receiver. I play both sides, so it go both ways. I just feel like, because the DBs can be out of sync too. You know what I mean? We could be out of sync early, and y'all could be clicking early. So it could really go both ways. It just depends on if we clicking now, or we gonna be clicking in December. You know what I'm saying? Are we gonna be clicking now, or we gonna clicking by December? By the time we clicking in December, we in the playoff. We trying to get some good dance.
I said, don't disrespect me. I'm 6'1", bro. Don't disrespect me, bro. 6'1". Yeah, without the shoes off too, bro. 6'1". Come at me, bro.
I like it.
But I do like that you brought up the defense fact though, because I do notice like a lot of teams, like the defense period in the NFL look like it caught up. I mean, I feel like it's gonna be like this for another couple of weeks. It's a lot of good edge rushers, man. A lot of good linebackers that playing the edge, and there's a lot of good DBs now. It got better. It got better.
It definitely
boy
has.
holding up, man. Because a lot of these quarterbacks holding the rock a lot of them. See the boy in Texas and Carolina, they holding that ball long. Even though Bryce Young had time in the first half, but it caught up to him in the second half. He just got used to holding that ball.
Yep, rookies, rookies.
Yeah,
For real.
I hope I wasn't trying to sound disrespectful to defensive
No,
players. I
no,
wasn't
no.
trying
You
to say
good, bro.
that
You
at
good.
all.
You good.
Yeah,
Nah, you good because I'm a put on. I was a corner, so I'm gonna say it straight up. Them DBs got better for real. That's what happened.
absolutely.
Them DBs got smarter, bro. They know what
Yeah.
to expect now. Them DBs getting better. You playing with more technique. And I'm gonna say this: in a league where the DBs can't really put their hands on you now, it forces you to really get better. Like, what are you seeing now? Like
Mhm.
D man, y'all in the coaching game.
Yeah.
Bama, you too. What they doing with DBs now? They putting boxing gloves on them. They
Yeah.
making them go through whole practice with
Yeah.
other mitts on and boxing gloves because you can't even grab. So I mean, if you going a full 18 period practice with other mitts and boxing gloves on, you know, there's some things that got to start to translate. And I think really just I'm gonna put on. I think the DBs are getting better because I think we've always had great pass rushers in the NFL. I mean, we look at the history of the league from the Reggie Whites to the Lawrence Taylors. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we've been at a premium for great defensive edges in the league, great linebackers. But I think this game right now is finally starting to catch up from a secondary standpoint. I think guys are more competitive. Guys are getting better at man coverage. I think DBs are getting taller.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like I gotta
Yeah.
admit, like I'm damn near 6'3". That's how I got recruited to play corner coming out of high school. This is, you know, I went when I was in high school, the Legion of Boom era was thriving. So this is when Brandon Browner was 6'4" on one side at
Okay. Yeah.
corner,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you had Richard Sherman, Hall of Famer at 6'3". I think DBs are getting bigger, and I think a lot of wide receivers are going to play defense
Yeah.
now because of the fact that there's really just as much money in playing DB as it is in
It's
playing
very
wide
valuable.
receiver. We might be coming to a point where playing corner might be more valuable than playing wide receiver because it's harder to find a shutdown corner than finding a productive receiver. Because you get a few of them. You only get two corners out there plus your nickel, and then usually look they got Dion. The Lions had Dion Branch out there playing corner. He played his safety. He played safety his whole career at Bama. If you could do it, you could do it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you just a dog on the back end, you a dog. And Dion Branch shows you like, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
Brian. Yeah.
I think I think might have been a previous episode of Open Field where somebody mentioned, hey, receivers could be going the way, like starting to see maybe obviously gradually going the way the running back is, where there's always a new receiver coming in, where those veteran guys who maybe they're in their seventh,
Oh,
eighth
that'll
year of
never
the
happen.
league.
Position two diva like them divas is not letting that rock. I'm letting you know right now.
I
Them
mean, I was
divas
just
at the
saying, I thought it
position
was
never allow it.
I thought it was very interesting at just kind of thinking about it because there's always somebody new. You can find somebody from Western Michigan or something like that. I just thought that was interesting, but you're right. You always need more corners. You need the tall corners were my problem, especially when I was in college. I saw a tall corner. I said, "Oh
as long as you need corners, you're gonna need wide receivers because it go hand in hand.
You gotta go hand in hand. So both positions always gonna find value.
Yeah, so it's good. They gonna both make money. I feel like they both gonna make money. You know.
Also, defensive coordinators are starting to get more creative too. You know, you gotta start
getting. What it is though, I feel like it's more. My bad. I feel like it's more cover based. It's more cover based. Like you was speaking on, it ain't that crash dummy jump no more. You know what I mean? Like you ain't got too many counselors and all them. You ain't got that Palomalo and you know what I'm saying. You ain't got them like that. You know, it's more of a cover guys. You know, it's more the. You know, you got the guys that can hit and cover, but you know, you ain't got no real thumpers. So, you know, you don't need no thumper no more. You need somebody that could cover, bro. And really that is like you said, use your hands and move your feet. You know, hey, when you need a hit, we'll bring some help over there. We'll bring some help over there, but hey, make that open field tackle. And then, you know, if you can't, then we'll try it again. Because they gonna make their money, bro. Because long as they can cover, not being able to cover and not being able to tackle, you still probably make some money. You know, it's so crazy right now, man.
Nah, for real, I agree. No, you're good. No, you're good. I agree. I was just gonna say defensive coordinators are just starting to get creative too. I think you know you got to find things that work. Like imagine being a defensive coordinator trying to scheme up Andy Reid. They don't even know what you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? They was out there doing ring around the Rosie and then getting into formation. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know what you're going to get. So I just think defensive coordinators are starting to get better. Like when the Lions played the Chiefs, I thought the one time that I was like, yeah, this is just the D coordinator catching up to what they're doing in the Chiefs. You remember when it was 30? I think it was 31 or 4th and 1, and they got cute. They ran that. They tried to run a jet sweep for 1 yard, and the Lions completely blew that shit up. It was clearly a gimmick play, a lot of just motion and misdirection to get your eyes going in different places, and they blew it all. They blew that whole play up, right in the backfield, stuffed it. And I really tip my hat off more to Andy Reid and to the defensive coordinator over with the Lions, because last year they probably getting that.
Yeah.
That for that yard. So
Yeah.
Thing about when it comes to, especially what happened in week 1, guys are getting paid more money at the quarterback and receiver position, and people ain't playing in the preseason.
Right.
Play together. Now, when we were young, the starters was playing like 2 full preseason games out of 5. Now these dudes are not even taking a snap in a live game. So when you think about DBs getting better, coordinators catching up, but there'll always be something at the offense. The RPO came, the no huddle, right? There'll always be something. Sometimes you're in between that time, but let's just say DB's getting better, D coordinators getting better, but less and less getting ready for week 1. Whereas college, you usually see sloppy play, right? Because there's no preseason. Well, 5 games now, they're down to 4, but now even with those games, Joe was hurt. Aaron Rodgers is going to play like 2 series, so they're not even getting out there and playing. Whereas at least defense is see ball, go get ball.
Yeah.
Yes.
I played both ways. I played corner and I played receiver. When you and your quarterback don't have a connection, it's way worse than me telling the safety, "Hey, bro, next play, get over the top of me in that coverage." Right? You got to go throw 1,000 balls to get that, and maybe still not have it. Where I can say, "Bro, next time they come out in that formation, get over the top. I'm going to do whatever." So when we're not getting those preseason snaps together, you get some bad weather, and the opposition is actually getting better. You start to see weeks like that.
Yeah. That's a good point, DP, that they don't do a preseason in college. That's why they probably play them. That's why they usually play a bum first week. For real. That's your
That's why you got to respect the Florida State and LSU. That's why they don't weigh those losses as heavily, because they know this is just the first action. So you could get beat week 1, but they're only going to drop you from 3 to 10, right? And then you have a chance to work your way back down, because that's a big risk in college. We played nobody, and we're playing another top 5 team right now.
Especially at the end of the season.
Ask Alabama about taking that risk.
Yeah, especially at the end of the season when let's just use last year, or let's just use a situation when you got like a TCU who isn't a traditional power, and then you got, let's just use Alabama, and then they're like, okay, TCU after that loss to Colorado, they have a great season, but then Alabama's like, we lost to Texas, and Texas is in the playoff. Let's just use an example. Texas is in the playoff, and that was a tough game to take early in the season. And maybe the committee's like, you know what? I get that TCU did play this way, and maybe they had a great season, but ain't nobody on TCU's schedule was as good as Texas was even to this point. So that could be something that loss could be turned into a kind of a benefit for them when it comes to going into the playoff, and a way to differentiate. If that makes sense.
You're just hoping there. You hope Texas has an amazing season as a Bama fan. As a TCU fan, you hope Colorado is 10-2 at the end of the year, right? So we lost to a great team. Y'all was trying to dog us. So that's how it always. In NFL, it's not like that. It's just week to week divisions. In college football, for rankings and playoff and New Year's Six, the team you lose to, you have to in turn cheer for them
for
the rest of the year, so it'll give you a better strength of schedule.
Yeah, Florida State is going to be the biggest LSU fans because their schedule is a cakewalk. And so because of that, they're going to need LSU to be really good in the SEC this year. Well, you can go, Nadia.
All right. I got a couple super chats from Angie and Cody talking about Jordan Love. Y'all, we'll get to that towards the end of the episode, so stick around for that. But moving along, let's talk about all the teams we saw play in week 1. DP, amongst the winners and losers we've seen in week 1, which team stood out to you and which teams did not impress you?
Loser is obviously the biggest loser of the week, the Giants. You're at home, you just signed your quarterback, and y'all trashed it. That was one of the worst beatdowns I've seen in a while. That was one of the worst beatdowns I've seen on all phases of the ball. You're giving up multiple defensive touchdowns. Special teams is terrible. You're 5 fumbles, 8 sacks. The Giants have to be one of the biggest losers. The biggest loser. I think the Cowboys a big winner for sure. Just because you come out like that versus a division rival, no matter how bad they are, you want to get those division wins early. You want to start the season fast. You want to see that your defense, who has been your main part of your team, continues to roll, and they did. I think the second biggest loser to me, to be honest, I don't even care about the Bengals because I think they'll be a good team, is the Chargers and Justin Herbert. Like we said,
Wow.
you
Talk about
continue
it.
to lose. You continue to lose. You continue to lose. You continue to
Did
lose.
a lot of Charger stuff too.
That's a
shit.
big loser. And I think another big winner is on the other side of that is Tua and the Dolphins. It makes sense, if you have some big losers on one end, it's almost common for those other teams to be winners because if we lost and it meant something as a loss, it must have meant something as a win for those other teams and how it happened. So I like the Cowboys, and there's plenty of them out there. Brock Purdy coming back and doing his thing. That's a big win for the Niners and their confidence to say, hey, we made the right decision by letting Lance go. But I think the Cowboys and the Dolphins are two ones that are right there saying, hey, we came out strong and we won some games that we wanted to win.
I guess my biggest loser is the Seahawks. I was really high on the Seahawks coming into the season. I thought, obviously, I think right now it's very easy to dunk on Geno. I mean, if you really want to know what happened, a snapshot of the game, go get that sound clip of Aaron Donald running unblocked, and what does Geno say? Oh my God! And just play that. That's how the game went. And for them to get dominated like that at home by a team that, at best, I think the Rams are going to be mid at best. And I thought the Rams didn't even play that well. They could have played better. And for them to get dominated like that at home, to be really out of sync. And then you see DK Metcalf, the minute he's like, man, I'm frustrated. And he just straight shoves that dude in the back.
Yeah, that was corny.
And I'm like, come on, bro. Like
that was corny.
You're already going to be in a tough division anyway, because you have to fight the 49ers for the title. You have to fight them for that title, because I think winning the division, getting that home playoff game is important for both teams. And for the Seahawks to come out like that, looking terrible. And in my opinion, I think they had the worst loss of the weekend, because they had no reason at home in one of the best home field advantages in the NFL to look like that.
They definitely look unprepared. They look like
terrible.
They have holes though. They need a pass rush.
And they lost a tackle to injury too.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, yo, like, what are we doing? How could you come out like that? Especially against a team that I know Pete Carroll was like, we should beat this team in the locker room. I know he said that right before the game. We should beat this team. We should beat this team pretty well.
But I ain't gonna lie. I think I'm gonna be honest though. I don't mean to interject, bro. I just want to kind of combat what you're saying a little bit, because I've been high on the Seahawks too. I've been one of the highest people on the Seahawks. But honestly, I think it's more of the conversation be more towards the Rams and Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford went out there and reminded y'all, like, I'm still in this thing too. I might have forgot because of my elbow got hurt last year, but bro was beating people with Tutu Atwell and a bunch of receivers that didn't even get picked on most fantasy teams. You understand? He had 2 100-yard receivers that nobody knew going into the season. You understand?
I get what you mean.
I can say that, and outside of Aaron Donald, name me 3 players on that Rams defense.
That is true. I don't be watching.
Let's be real about the game. Obviously, outside of Aaron Donald, the only person I know on the Rams defense is Jordan Fuller at safety. He's a captain on the team, and the reason why I know Jordan Fuller is because not only did Jordan Fuller go to Ohio State, but he's from New Jersey, and we trained together in high school. We were a year apart, so I know him personally. But outside of him, I couldn't name that defense, and that defense played great. I mean, the biggest play of the day was a double move by DK Metcalf. Like, yeah, the Seahawks didn't look great, and I might be having to sing to the Canaries about the Seahawks this year because they might be my biggest flop take of the year. But I think that might be my only one. Everything else right now, I'm looking solid. Geno and the Seahawks, they got to do better. This is also telling you, y'all shouldn't have drafted a corner with that first pick. Y'all should have drafted that monster that's going to play for the Eagles this year and Jalen Carter, because they don't have a great pass rush. That's my issue. And I still think that O-line isn't great. Now, Geno's going to have to weather the storm, because ultimately you still got to play. There's still expectations, and you still have the weapons to do it. So I'm not going to give him an out and be like, well, Gino, he don't have this and he don't have that. Some of these games going to have to be shootouts, and you're going to have to play in these shootouts. And so with that being said, I really feel like, yeah, the Seahawks played bad, but I really think the performance is really more so, or the credit really needs to go back more towards the Rams and the Rams and Matthew Stafford, because let's be honest, if they get Cooper Kupp back, look out. The 49ers might not be running away with this thing like we thought.
That was just me, because I was down. Obviously, as you can see, I didn't give the Rams that much attention. And obviously, like you see, I thought the Seahawks would be way better. So maybe it does take, even though I which is crazy because I live an hour away from LA right now. So I probably should look into the Rams a lot more, especially in the next couple of weeks. But I was just so disappointed, so disappointed in the Seahawks that it wasn't. I know what, J-Rob, I'm gonna look into it because I got the game. I'm gonna watch it again tonight. And let me see.
Yeah, we chop it up. Mm-hmm. MJ was shaking bacon.
What's good, y'all? What's
out here looking real studious in the background?
Yo, tell me why my apartment. We've been trying to get Wi-Fi in there for the longest. I was like, all right, I gotta make this jump. Went to the NYU campus. That Wi-Fi is A1. So I was like, let me go ahead and go here.
I'm ready. That campus Wi-Fi is elite.
Oh, for sure.
Awesome. Welcome in. I'm going to throw you the question, MJ. So we're talking winners and losers of week 1. Amongst those teams that we saw, who stood out to you and which teams did not impress you?
All right, let me go off the first loser. I'm in New York. 40-0, like 40-0, like me.
I know some people punching the air in New York this week.
Like for real, like I was on the subway today. Like they're just like, it's just the whole city's just down. I'm like, y'all just all everybody's sad. So that was the biggest surprise. I'm like, you gave a guy $40 million and he can't even put up 3 points. Like it's just crazy to me. That's so crazy to me. So that's gotta be the biggest loser. Obviously a winner is the Cowboys. Unbiasedly, they, as an Eagles fan, they got the best defense, right? As of right now, they got the best defense in the league. Also think too, the Bengals. I do know, like, all right, Joe Burrow, he was injured part of training camp, so maybe like their cohesion in that aspect like wasn't on the same footing. But the fact that the Browns went ahead and beat them week 1, so the Browns definitely a winner in that case, and the Bengals is a loser. You can't be losing too many games in that division, because the Ravens, they gonna get theirs. You lose 2 or 3 that you want back. You're gonna be out of the playoff picture. So that's a division, that AFC North, that's gonna be, especially with the Browns, like
it's gonna be like this much margin of error.
Facts. Like I'm excited to see like who comes out on top.
That's a good point.
Hey, Bama, who are your winners and losers of week 1?
Finally. All right. I'm gonna just start with my winner, bro, because you know what I'm saying? I watched y'all talk about this man bad, bro. 2 years straight, bro.
No.
Noodle arm. Tyreek Hill go suffer. How you gonna get Tyreek Hill the ball? Then Waddle and Tyreek Hill both bug out in the same year for 1,500. Then all of a sudden it becomes, well, who can't bug out with Tyreek Hill? Who can't do that with Waddle and Tyreek Hill? You know how fast he is? 466, and I still felt like he left 100 on the table with give or take 2 touchdowns, because he threw a touchdown in the red zone right there. That's legitimately another touchdown right there. It probably got away from him, but he still left money on the table and came out with the performance he had. And I don't know about y'all. I don't know that it could be because I'm the number 1 bandwagoner, but his arm looked a lot stronger this year. This year he looked a lot thick tour. I got to rock with it.
I'm just saying, how much of this is Alabama propaganda?
I'm rocking with BBL Tour right now. He's rocking.
Propaganda.
I'm rocking with him.
Alabama propaganda. What more do you want Tua to do? He beat the mythical Justin Herbert. Now we
Oh yeah, he was supposed to have 6,000 yards this year, right, J-Rob? That's what he was supposed to do.
Hell no.
It went from 6,000 yards. It went from 6,000 yards to we got a good rookie down there, old boy Johnson from TCU. All of this, Mike Evans still one of the most slept on receivers. Eckler, all of that to right after what happened right after the game. Oh, bro, you get Justin Herbert, Tyreek Hill, and Jalen Waddle. He gonna do the same thing. I'm like, God, like, bro, like, at what point is it Justin Herbert is our Lord and Savior, or is he just Whack Arnold's, bro? Like, is he just pretty much he go out there and he mutt superstar? You feel me? He gonna put up a million numbers, but it ain't gonna get you nothing that of value, bro. Just like all y'all boys on Madden, y'all play mutt all day, and them wins and losses don't mean you nothing. You ain't playing on Players Lounge. You ain't gambling no money. So it's just like it's a bunch of pointless wins. The same thing with Justin Herbert. He gonna pass for 6 trillion yards, and then they still go find a way to go 8-9 or 9-8. And y'all go cry about everything but the person to point the finger at. The dude that's out here having fun, bro. Like, you having too much fun and not win a game. But that's just me. So that's my biggest winner. My biggest loser, whoever the fuck is in payroll down there at MetLife Stadium. Y'all paid that boy 41 million.
For real.
41 million. Oh my
41
Lord.
million.
And then we got the coach's son that come up here. We got the coach's son that come up here and break dance and beatbox like Dougie Fresh for these sorry ass Giants. That's all he do. Oh, bro, it ain't Daniel Jones. It's some collective effort. It's everybody. Man, shut your ass up. 15 touchdowns. Bro, I could have told you this was going to happen. 41 million, my ass, bro.
Thank you.
15 touchdowns. I saw this scary movie happening before it even happened. What did I say all last year about Daniel Jones? I know he is doing okay, but just watching the game, I tell folks, I don't do the stat muse. I don't do this ESPN bullshit, bro. I turn the game on, bro. When I watch the Giants play, bro, I see Daniel Jones performing, and I see them winning. But in the back of my head, I was like, bro, that dude right there up on the center, an accident waiting to happen. I feel it. I don't know what it is. I was like, bro, I can't call it. I don't know when it's going to happen. But how he plays looks like an accident waiting to happen. And then the only drive where they had life, they was force feeding Saquon, and what happened? He ran out of gas. They had to take him out the field. Milk dud. Finished with nothing, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Made my phone drop. 40 million. So what happened? What y'all should have did? Subtracted that 40 from 41. That would have left 1 million. He should have got a $1 million contract extension, not 41 million contract extension, because it would have been more worth it, bro. Another biggest loser. Also, all of y'all taking stock in the Dallas Cowboys. We've seen this movie before. They're going to look like the greatest comment of the 2000 Ravens. Their offense going to look like the 07 Patriots. And watch, November, December, they need a revive. It's going to be every excuse in the book of, man, we got hurt. Man, my pet goldfish died. Jerry Jones didn't have on the right gator suits. Oh, man, Lady Gaga said we was going to win. It's going to be every excuse in the book. Don't do it, America. Don't do it. I don't care if the Cowboys win by 200 next week. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're going to be sick. Y'all going to be sick. Don't do it.
Yeah.
They're my biggest winners and losers. Go to it.
You know it's bad for the Cowboys when they can win by 40 and get put in the biggest loser category. I don't think they gonna win the Super Bowl, but when you win by 40-0 and get put in the loser column, it's tough out here for the Cowboys.
I've seen this movie before, DP. They're abusive husband. We have seen this movie before. I'm gonna do better. They come out 40-0. Playoff time. Sick. No touchdowns. 5 picks.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that.
No, that facts. That's definitely more of an indictment on the Giants, I think. Although the Cowboys defense, they is nice.
That defense is incredible.
Their defense is nice.
I didn't know they had Stephon Gilmore. Oh my God. Bro, they had that boy.
They is nice.
Over
there. They have like the perfect. They have the actual. I think they have the best balance at corner in the league between the two players. Like, and saying when I say like the styles of each corner, they work so well together because of what you can do with them, how you would be able to call defenses with them. And when you add Gilmore, you can really let Trayvon be Trayvon. He want to get his hands on footballs. He want to, so you can really roll coverages his way and let him be himself. And you could go leave Stephon on an island. Listen, as a defensive coordinator, I look at that Cowboys defense and holy smokes. This is the stuff of legends right here. I got Michael Parsons. I got this rookie named Mozzie Smith. It is a lot. It's a lot. I got that boy Big Curse out there smacking shit at safety. It's a lot of things to like. But I keep telling, Cowboys are not a winner or a loser for me. If you're a good team, you're supposed to dominate bad teams. That's how I look at football. When you're a really good team in football, you got to dominate the bad teams. It all to me is going to just come down. It's all going to come down to Dak Prescott in January, and that's all I'm going to leave it out with that. Because listen,
just say what you want to say, J. Rob. He's going to be bad like he was the last 5 years.
Listen, hold on, Random. I'm not saying that. I just have to wait and see, because if I look everywhere else on the team, I like what I see. Like the way Ray Bama put it, like they could win by 200 tomorrow, but I still got to see Dak in January. Like I can't call it yet. We've seen the Cowboys that win 13 games in a season, y'all. Like dominate an entire season, and then the first game of the playoffs, you don't know who this team is anymore. And that's what it's been. There's a reason why they had 10-plus win seasons numerous times, and they have not been back to an NFC championship. So I'm going to wait and see. My biggest winner of the weekend for me, I've said a lot of good ones. The Dolphins are one of them. But I think for me, my biggest winner is actually, let me put it up for you. I think it'll hit different. Let me just 1 second, y'all. This is my biggest winner right here. Where is it? There we go. Is that what I'm looking for? Oh no, here we go.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This will be the biggest winner of week one.
This guy.
The biggest winner of week one.
This guy.
You looking at him right here. I'm speaking prematurely. I'm going ham right now because I know if I get this wrong, I'm going to have to hear about it. I'm going to hear it. But this will be the biggest winner. We're going to dominate the Buffalo Bills tonight. It is going to be what the people saw last night. That wasn't real New York football. What y'all about to see tonight, though, in MetLife Stadium is real New York football. We are coming out showing that we have a generational level defense. We're going to have an MVP level quarterback, potential offensive player of the year in Garrett Wilson. Dalvin Cook is going to show you why I should have paid him more money and they shouldn't have let us come to us.
Yeah,
this is your biggest winner right here. The New York Jets and Aaron Rodgers.
Now, MJ, let him get it off. This is important.
To the league. This means something to me, MJ. You got to really understand. This shit means something to me. I ain't never in my life, I'm 26 years old. I've never in my 26 years of life have been able to come into a season of the NFL with this type of arrogance, confidence, a roster, and a quarterback where I know that is going to be hell to pay for the years and years of what we went through, what I went through, what I was cursed to be.
So this is personal. Okay.
This shit means something to me. This shit means something to me. I predict a score of 28-10. 28-10 Jets.
Dominate them.
Domination.
Let me write this down.
Quentin Williams sacks Josh Allen 3 times.
Oh.
Will McDonald makes plays. Dalvin Cook goes over 100 yards.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have Stephon Diggs under 100 yards. Sauce Gardner's going to show you why he's a guy. And I'm ranting before the game because I don't give not one fuck in the world. My bad for the language. We about to do it big. I wish Olivia was here because she needs to be here to hear this right now as the resident Bills fan. The Bills Mafia is about to deal with them New York Crips up in up in New York at MetLife. You hear me?
Hey, y'all cripping too? That's crazy.
Whatever we is, it's about to get ugly. It's about to get real ugly. So that's my winner. And the biggest loser outside of them Giants. Ooh, wee, woo. Come to the street, Kirk Cousins.
Oh Lord, we're
Come to the street, Kirk Cousins. We got to talk about that.
Mayfield,
yeah, Kirk be wild.
Kirk be wildin', and every time, and I'm gonna say why I gotta give it to Kirk, even though I want to give it to Jared Edge, and I want to give one of my honorable mention winners, Jared Goff and them Lions.
I was about to say that was
good on y'all. That was incredible stuff. So happy for that organization. Very happy for that. And I'm a big Lions fan. I got hella Lions propaganda. I'm also a bigger Jared Goff fan than most people are. So this feeds all into my agenda. But you Minnesota Vikings, I've been hearing for the last 2 years, Kirk Cousins puts up numbers every year. He puts up numbers every year. But listen, we watch these football games. Kirk still turning that rock over in big moments. That don't stop. That hasn't changed. I don't care if he threw for 4,000 yards. You could throw for 4,000 and still be whack. We seen Derek Carr throw for a lot of yards and be whack. We seen Jameis Winston throw for a lot of yards and be whack. It happens year in, year out, over and over. And you know what? Shout out to Baker Mayfield for going out there, out-dueling him and doing what he was supposed to do. So you know what? I'm not about to come out here and everybody talks about, well, Kirk's prime time record is overblown. How? He plays bad in prime time. That's not overblown. That's a fact. Goal red zone interception. Sounds like Kirk Cousins to me. Sounds like Kirk Cousins to me. But y'all want me to go here and go out my way and believe that Kirk Cousins is going to be the type of guy that can lead a team to a Super Bowl. J-Rob, you the type of dude that hype up Burrow still. What has Kirk Cousins done in his career except for throw for 4,000 yards that's been anything remotely close to Kirk Cousins?
You're cooking right now.
Stop it. Don't even compare. There's a reason why Joe Burrow is the highest paid player in the league, and Kirk Cousins spent his years making his bread off of franchise tags. There's levels to this shit. There's levels to this shit, man.
And I'm thanking
Go ahead,
for being on my side. Thank you for being on my side with this Lions
I'm in that
stuff.
thing too, MJ. I'm in that thing too.
Say no more, because last episode we gave our contenders in the NFC North and the pretenders. I said that episode, the pretenders in the NFC North is the Minnesota Vikings, bro. Their defense sucks, bro. It flat out sucks. And pay attention to how a lot of these teams end last season, because a lot of that comes over into the following season. The Vikings were not very good in December 2022. Then you give away your best running back in Dalvin Cook. So I don't think much has changed. But the Lions, though.
Oh, that's my big winner, MJ. The Lions to walk in on ring night. I know J-Rod, we talked about open field, but the Lions walk in on ring night. And take, obviously, like we talked about it, J-Rob and MJ. I know you weren't there, but you probably heard it. The things were just lining up. Travis Kelce's hurt. Chris Jones is in a suite with his agents watching the game. And Jared Goff did exactly
what he needed in the suite with the Sopranos.
Yeah. Jared Goff did exactly what he needed to do. He didn't lose the game. He wasn't trying to win the game. And as bad as I thought both teams played at times, I thought the Lions left some points on the field.
Yes.
That hit when Jared Goff gets hit and that ball makes it to the corner, when he gets hit, it goes to the two defenders. Amon-Ra St. Brown is running
top
wide
10.
Open.
He's top 10 in the league.
Down the field. And you can tell he was waiting for Amon to turn around.
I put him on fantasy.
Put it on him.
I put him on fantasy.
And I'm telling you, I was so impressed by how the Lions played that game. Aiden Hutchinson, I understand he didn't get a sack, but he was in Mahomes' face all night. On Mahomes' face all night.
When Mahomes
is your leading rusher, Kansas City, that ain't gonna work. And that's cool that Pacheco likes to get up real quick after he does a run, after he does a bruise and run. But we saw what happened. All of a sudden, he got up a little gingerly now. The Lions walked in there and said, we don't care nothing about y'all. We taking y'all kneecaps, and we will spoil ring night, and we walking out of here with.
Listen, you knew it was real when they to go for a fake punt on inside on your side of the field on 4th and 2, first drive of the game. That to me set the tone right there.
Absolutely.
Like Dan Campbell's not backing down, and I just really can't wait to see them get Jameson Williams back, because that offense is going to be crazy. And I really love Jamar Gibbs. Even in Jahmyr Gibbs, even though he didn't have as many touches as David Montgomery, I was really impressed. He was impactful with the football in his hands. I really like what I saw out of him.
I think when a lot of people look at that Lions team and you're like, there's a lot of talent here. And I know, Dan Campbell is getting made fun of by the media because of his kneecaps comment and all that, and how he is as a coach. But even last year when they were bad early last year, those players played for him, man. And the best coaches find a way to transfer their personality onto their team. The team embraces that. And you tell me right now, the Lions fighting you tooth and nail I'm rocking with
Jared.
I rock with the Lions.
Quick question. So this is where y'all lose me with the Lions, right? Y'all pick that little weak ass win up and running with it, bro. Kadarius Toney dropped like 47 passes.
Weak win. They just hold on.
No.
Let him go, Random. Let him go. Let him get it off.
Because like, dog, I fell asleep on that bullshit. I woke up and rewatch it. I look in the chat, everybody like, oh yeah, the Lions. I told y'all the Chiefs was finna get up out of here. They finna pack the Chiefs up, bro. I'm looking, bro. I'm like, bro, 1 point. And this dude dropped like 9 passes right here. I'm like, bro, this game easily could have went to Mahomes. It easily could have been ball game blouses. Easily.
But it didn't, Bama.
It didn't. And it took them going for on 4th down on your own 18 to win by 1, bro. I'm not buying that.
But those what you need to do for an upset.
But it's not about buying it. What about this? It's more about the statement, though. Look at what his team has come. Like,
what statement did he make?
Bama,
it's like the Lions was so low. It's like if they get a win in prime time against the Chiefs. But I do feel you.
I get what you're saying. But
Kadarius Toney, I think is he on some Calvin Ridley stuff?
Cats like y'all is the reason participation awards was made.
No. They didn't participate. They won the football game. There's a difference. I'm just saying, from where they were now to where they are now, it's kind of like, let me give you an example. It's kind of like Texas Longhorns, kind of been in poverty for the last little bit. Then last year, they played the defending champions to a 1-point game. And then the year after, they beat them by 11. All I'm saying is it's just a testament to how far this team has come, that even though some mistakes were made, I understand that. I'm not saying you're wrong, but to see the Lions beat the Chiefs in the home opener in one of the hardest places to play in the NFL, it was it was impressive, bro.
It's an impressive win.
If they played each other again in the Super Bowl, I'm taking the Chiefs. They would have played.
I'm taking the Chiefs. I'm taking if they play it again next week.
And when we first talked about this on Open Field, I picked the Lions, Bama, literally because of what you're about to say. No Chris Jones, no Travis Kelce, and a hungry Lions team really beasting to try to make a play.
Also, Bama, how many times have we seen the Lions lose a game like that? We've seen them lose games like that before, but to actually do it, it's a testament. It's a testament to the amount of growth, not just the coaching staff, but the players, Jared Goff as well. It's a whole organizational testament to how far they've come. That's what we're saying. Okay, if the Lions lost that game, I'd be mad at the Lions. Y'all left, y'all in the locker room right now, mad at yourselves because y'all know y'all lost the game. I'm not giving them a participation trophy for that. That's what I'm not doing. But you can't say that on ring night, like in one of the hardest places to play, and this is one of the games where it's supercharged, man. They drop in the banner and what were the Lions supposed to do? Not take advantage of Kadarius Toney dropping them balls? They were just supposed to we'll just keep giving them chances. No, the Lions took that game. It's not like Mahomes didn't have chances at the end of the game to win the game. They just stopped him. They took that opportunity away from him.
But what y'all overlooking at it, right? a percentage of their team is gone.
That's
What
not
they
the Lions'
have
problem.
left.
That's not the Lions' problem.
So with what they have left, for them to only squeak out a 1 point win.
I hear what you're saying.
That's what
I hear
I'm
what
trying
you're
to
saying,
explain
but
to you.
I get that.
So
I get that.
If it was like a 10-point win or
The
11
Chiefs is
point
nice. Mahomes
I
is
would-
nice.
Chiefs is nice though.
I will really understand what y'all talking about. Oh, the Lions are here
But
to
bro,
stay.
how many?
Lions
But
down,
let me ask you this,
But
Bama. How
what it
many
look
teams
like
do they
if
beat?
If we going off of week 1, right? If we just going off of week 1, I don't even think the Lions can beat the Packers in that division. I'm talking about what everybody.
I'm not
was
mad
saying.
if you don't feel that way.
I'm not
I
mad
think
at
I think that'll be closer than you think,
I
though. I think that'll be
I
closer than
still
you think.
that division still run through Green Bay, believe it. And I hate to say that.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. That
I'm
Green
not
Bay
mad at
team
you
is
at
going to
all.
be good.
Based off of
But the Bears
what I
are
saw,
ass though. The Bears
because
are
on top
ass
of that,
though.
you sitting
Bears
there,
is ass.
you sitting there praising the Lions, bro. But I could sit there and still say they would have won by more if they would have spammed Jahmyr Gibbs a lot more. They got complacent in their play calling, which is running the football. They want to be so physical, but you forget to run the football. Man, fuck out of here, bro. They still look like the Lions. What I'm trying to tell y'all from before. It's good they squeezed out this game, but it's like the Chiefs
Over the defending
Chiefs,
champion, Bama?
It's just like the Kadarius Toney was like, "Hey, bro, y'all finna win this game today, fam. Make sure y'all win."
No, he was wilding.
No, he was wilding, bro.
He was wild. He ate popcorn before the game. That's what I think. He had to.
Yeah,
eat
but then
a
also
whole
let's not sit here
No,
and say
I
like,
don't disagree with you, bro, at all. I don't disagree with you at all, bro. I'm saying, but I'm looking at like a team that needed to have a good win to go into to set the tone for their season. That's why I think that this game's impact on the Lions season is just going to be bigger than we think, because I think they're going to really be they're going to be a real threat in this NFC. And I agree with you too. I don't know if they're going to be better than the Packers. Now, I'm not going to overlook it because the Bears stink. The Bears are terrible. But there's one more actual loser that we forgot to bring up before we get to our next topics. The Eagles defense.
Okay,
You
let me
look.
talk about this.
Hold on. Yeah, MJ.
Hold on. Eagles, our defense.
Let me go first. Hold on. Let me go first.
No. You had
They had us in the first half.
Real good, bro.
Random in that first half, they had us, bro. They had us in the first. I'm like, the Eagles defense is back.
Bill Belichick fraud watch was on
Jalen
point.
Jalen Carter is 100% unguardable, very much as advertised. But y'all might need a corner. I don't. You like you just said, how you finish the year can roll over into next year.
It can.
There's a certain corner who finished the year one way. It looked like it kind of rolled over the next year. I low key think y'all need a safety too. I like Blankenship, but I like Reed. But I think y'all need another safety. I really feel like y'all missing Chauncey right now. CJ, y'all should have paid him that bread. I think y'all should have paid him that bread and bit that bullet. And so, listen, y'all look great in the beginning, but Mac Jones got to dealing on y'all at one point, and I'm like,
slinging that thing.
I don't know. And I told Cowboys beat that y'all had a top 15, top 10 defense. All I know is the Cowboys got the best one right now.
They got the best one right now.
Actually, the Jets might.
They got the best one, but they ain't got
the Jets might make me beg to differ tonight, because if we limit Josh Allen and them boys this tonight, harder degree of difficulty, I'm taking my defense over the Cowboys. But listen, bro, MJ, y'all might be in trouble. Y'all might be in trouble.
All right, look. So like, I think two things can be true. Like, the defense, it needs some work, but I give Mac Jones some credit. Like, he was throwing some dots out there. He giving some credit, bro. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, I'm dead serious. So you got that. Like, Mac Jones, I'm gonna give him some respect. I do think that if the offense goes 3 and out 4 straight times, what's about to happen? Your defense is gonna get tired, bro. So that's what happened. Our defense got a pick 6. Shout out Darius Slay. That's the reason why we was even up 10-0. Right. And then our only touchdown came from that Devontae Smith touchdown, which was from Jordan Davis, who knocked the ball out of Zeke's hands. So that's a guy who we drafted last year, has some injuries. Now he's coming in his sophomore year. He's about to go crazy. Already talked about Jalen Carter. Well, he had like 6 pressures, a sack in fourth quarter. Was flat out amazing. Where our struggles is at the linebacker position and the secondary as well. I will definitely agree. CJ Garner Johnson, we should have kept him because James Bradbury. I know Debo was saying this, and I got on Debo because I'm like, you hating. He was like Debo. He was like, James Bradbury trash. No, that nigga trash, bro. Nigga trash. Like I was
sometimes, bro, you low
bro.
key. Some
Trash,
players thrive in the system. Like JC Jackson was barbecue chicken the other night. Was yesterday, and he got paid a lot of money. And I'm gonna say one thing that I don't like about players, like, bro, his effort was trash too. Like, not only is he getting mixed, he's not
Bradbury,
even
right.
No, I'm talking about JC Jackson,
okay,
but I'm saying like Bradbury got crazy because he was in that Giants offense, eating on a bad defense, and that kind of got him to his bag, and like now it's starting to look a little funky. You feel me? So that's all I'm saying. I don't know. I
want to see how they do against the Cowboys. I can't wait for that game because I want to see the Cowboys defense face some adversity.
And I gotta say this too to my Giants fans out there. I'm gonna keep it a beam with y'all. Y'all might not be better than the Commanders. Cause that D line, the way y'all O line is, that Commanders D line gonna give y'all some. All right now.
Evan Neal. Who are we? The Commanders.
The Commanders.
I'm still mad they gave Daniel Jones $40 million, bro.
Oh, they don't even have Chase Young.
He's stealing money.
Oh my God.
He's stealing money, bro.
We're talking about that. You try to tell us that Daniel Jones was a top 10 quarterback.
Me and Bama already told y'all we would have let Daniel Jones go to the market and see what he would have got.
I would have let you go to the market. Well, listen,
absolutely.
I would have put that nigga.
You had no reason to pay him.
No franchise tag. I want to tag you. No offer. Go see what you can get, bro. Go find out what you can get.
Pretty much what he did, he walked in with the ski mask on and the finger up under his
don't
shirt.
Don't forget, the Mannings drove him to the
bag.
The Mannings drove him to the bank. The Mannings drove him to the bank.
Yeah, they drove him to the bank. They did everything. They was like, bro, they said, bro, I'm going to tell you what to do. Put this mask on. Just use your two fingers up under there. Act like it's a gun, bro. You don't even need a real gun. You go up in there, tell them to give you $41 million. He was like, you sure? Yes, $41 million. Bro, I promise we're going to get this shit. I promise, bro. Just listen to me. Listen to me.
Hey, man, he walked in that office shaking and everything. Couldn't believe he was about to 41. Give me 40 money in the bag. I want 41 million. Give me 41 million.
Yo.
And they said, damn, take it. Just take it.
Yeah, here.
Oh my
God.
41 million.
Fucking crazy. Ridiculous.
Y'all funny.
Ridiculous.
15 touchdowns last year. Here you go.
Man, you are Vanilla Vic. You are Vanilla Vic.
How dare that is such disrespect to Michael Vick, for real.
He's not even MJ. He's not better than Sam Howell. Nadia, what's our next topic? We get lost. I
can slander Daniel Jones all day. He bootleg Eli Manning.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Nadia. What I saw last night. Oh man, that was bad. That was bad.
Super bad.
Chase Young might get traded. Go ahead, Nadia.
Well, Hit 44 came through with a super chat. That's the perfect segue to our next topic. He said, Purdy, the new Brady. I don't know about that, but
he's in the perfect system, though.
Yesterday's winners, Brock Purdy and the 49ers blew out the Steelers. Now, Purdy was dealing against a great Steelers defense. Did his performance silence any doubts? Random, what are your thoughts?
I mean, he's in the perfect system. Kyle Shanahan is known for making quarterbacks look real good, and this is the first time I was worried about him, obviously with his injury and all that, but he looked good. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. He's not at the point where he's going to be maybe the leader of the 49ers. He doesn't need to be. They got so much talent on there. Shanahan, he's scheming. He looked great, and the 49ers did exactly what they need to do. They walked into an inferior team and stomped them out and left. That's all they needed to do. Plus, they took care of Nick Bosa, even though I'm worried about his health with the amount of money that they made him. But he said, I am not getting paid less than Daniel Jones. You will not pay me less than him. And then they came in, they did everything they could. I thought he looked great. He did exactly what he needed to do. I think the goal for him is to maybe flirt in the top 10, be in that 15 to 11 range in terms of quarterbacks, maybe flirt with the top 10 at some point. But he did exactly what he needed to do. He was nice. I
feel like this didn't tell us anything we did not know about Brock Purdy before this.
Mhm.
We know that he's not going to lose you a game. He hasn't shown that all last season, so he's not going to lose you a game. Now the question is, when he's faced against adversity of a team that's either around the same talent as the Niners or maybe even above it, but it's kind of hard because they have like the vendors around him. But like if they face a team that's really really good, is he gonna be the driving force of propelling them over a win?
Well,
That's
right now they have
that's still like
sorry, MJ.
to be questioned. Yeah, I'm saying like that's still to be questioned. But you have Christian McCaffrey going for $150. You got Brandon Ayuk $130. Like
2
Deebo
touchdowns.
Samuel, Kittle. Like you have so many weapons at your disposal. It's like all you gotta do is just don't turn over the ball, and you're gonna rack up some numbers, and they're gonna win. That's just what it is.
And
So
they have the
there
most
ain't too much going on.
valuable. They have the most valuable thing in professional football: a quarterback on a rookie deal. So they can still kind of load
on
up
a seventh round rookie deal.
7th round rookie. So they can still load up for a little bit more.
I don't even think he makes $1 million, bro. I think he makes like $750.
My good. Right now it's now or never. Like you gotta win this year and next year. We were talking about that yesterday. Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday on the show on Sunday morning. She was like, we gotta win either this year or next year. Because obviously then Bill start getting due. Then what if Purdy plays the same way? Then Purdy's gonna be like, I'm trying to get paid because I even got good rookie money. So
yeah.
So he was just great. I thought he was great. Or nice. Nice is the word. I thought he was nice.
I think he's doing what he's supposed to do. Brock Purdy, I think I read a stat that said he's the first quarterback in NFL history to start off 6-0 with 2 touchdowns in all of those games, undefeated. It was something else like a QBR or something out of all the quarterbacks in their first 6 starts or whatever. Brock Purdy is who we think he is. A guy that's a great game manager. I would think of him as Alex Smith, right? He's not going to lose you a game, but I don't think right now he's shown me enough that he can win me a game. If we get down by 11, 14, can Brock Purdy throw us back into a game? Because it's always easy to throw the football when you're ahead because they have to come down, stop the run, play action, right? Those are the things that you wonder about. Because when the end of the playoffs, football is not basketball. Basketball, you get a series. Football, all it takes is a touchdown. Let's say they play the Cowboys in the NFC Championship. Touchdown, first drive. Block, field goal, return. We're down 14. Now, Brock Purdy has to instantly become the man. Can you throw us back into this game against the Dallas Cowboys team that can run the ball as well? They're going to run down the clock. You're going to have to throw it. We can't run for their run down 14. So until he plays in a major game, right, and that's probably going to have to be a playoff game because they're
they play the Rams next week. So
yeah, but even with that, like even if they lose, it's not like whatever. They haven't lost with him. But until you get that playoff pressure and you're down, because right, that's what we judge you by. What did you do in January, Dak? Because we've seen guys do it. Until we see Brock Purdy at the end of the year have to throw them back into a game, if that even happens, it's hard to judge what he is other than a winner. And that's what we judge quarterbacks on the most anyway.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so mad. I wish I would have loved to see him healthy in that NFC Championship game. I would love to see him healthy in that.
I owe Brock Purdy an apology. I definitely was one of the big ones saying that I don't know what Brock Purdy is. You know, he might be on just a really good team. But to carve up a Steelers Mike Tomlin defense the way he did, you know, that still was impressive. I mean, I think the one throw for me that I was like, yeah, maybe this kid really got some juice, and I just need to get behind him being the franchise for the 49ers is when he was rolling out. He threw it to Brandon Ayuk in the corner of the end zone, and Brandon Ayuk straight up dropped it. Just lack of concentration. And if you look at the way Brandon Ayuk caught the ball, he was surprised at the dot he was thrown. You could tell he wasn't expecting that ball to hit him directly in his hands with that much level of space. So, you know, I definitely got to give him some, you know, I gotta apologize. You know, he was out there cooking, and I do still want to see, I think MJ hit it on the nose. I still want to see him compete against a real top-notch contender talent. Like, I really want to just see, I just want to see Purdy in a dogfight, because to me, that's my real measures of like quarterbacks. Like, how are you when the stakes are the highest? You know, and I'm looking at their schedule. They got like 3 games. Obviously, they play the Rams. They lose to the Rams. I'm not gonna lose sleep because I think that Rams team is better than we think. So I think they're actually going to be a lot better than we think.
You think that Dallas game's gonna be the one then?
So I'm going to say October 8th and October 15th. They play the Cowboys at home, and then the week after they go to Cleveland. So those two games right there with that Cleveland defense and that Cowboys defense, those games specifically, I'm cool. I just want to see how Brock Purdy performs in those situations because these are potentially, the Cowboys are potentially a team you're going to see again, and that's probably the one thing. But I got to give him a lot of credit, yo. He's been good.
Who would you rather have, Brock Purdy or Dak Prescott?
I think if you're looking right now,
that's easy. That's easy, Brock.
Yeah.
But DP hit it on the head. Man. Y'all keep searching for a team, bro. It's not a team that's really go put him in that situation. DP hit it on the head. The situation he has to be in a situation where he's down 14. Because what Brock Purdy is, what we see him for is game manager, and I ain't gonna say he Alex Smith either. He's a little bit better than that because within the realms of the game being close from 0-0 forward, right? He able to wheel and deal like we ain't never seen before. He really comfortable when the game is 0-0. He's comfortable he really look like Brady in sometimes. When the game is close or they got the lead or they running from in front. Really what we got to see, dog, we got to see them because we really saw it against Philly in the playoffs. Granted, he got hurt, but we saw a quick sample size of it. Down four it's crazy when you look up at that scoreboard and now you down 14 then and they defense kicking you in your face. You see what I'm saying? It's a big difference because as a quarterback on the sideline, bro, you see Fred Warner, all them boys, Bosa, them boys out there suplexing everybody. Boy, that make me feel good going back out there on offense. Well, I got the Avengers. I got Thanos over here going stupid right now.
You got the Avengers, Thanos, all the stones. You got
Mike
everything.
Tyson say, everybody got a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
In the face,
we need to see little buddy get punched in the mouth real quick. I want to see him down 14 and how's he able to manage the game now when the odds not all in your favor and that little dink and dunk bullshit with Shanahan, dude, it ain't working. Now you really got to dial up some dots. You feel me? This is the time where we got to dial up dots when we down 14. So now will Brock Purdy be able to play with that swagger and them confidence? You see what I'm saying? Or, will he turn into Mr. Irrelevant? Me, myself, personally, I think, bro, that Mr. Irrelevant shit really fueled him, bro, because as a former athlete, bro, we all got egos, bro. And that Mr. Irrelevant, it rubbed me the wrong way, and I ain't had no chance to get drafted. So I can only imagine if I was the last pick, bro.
The last one, then they
got
don't they have a parade for the last person? They got to take you somewhere and go get a parade.
It's a jersey. It's like a jersey, bro. And it's Mr. Irrelevant. I just
hell no.
Bro,
y'all can keep that.
How you irrelevant and you getting drafted? That's just wild. So I feel like he took that fuel. He took that fuel, and that's what you want. That's what you want to see out of a football player. You play with a chip on your shoulder, and that's what Brock Purdy do. He got a mean chip on his shoulder. But like I said, I 100% agree with DP. I need to see this dude stack behind the 8 ball for me to, in order to fully believe it, because I respect him right now as a underdog to another one. I respect him. You know what I'm saying? But to solidify where I can place him in the league, where I can place him at that B tier, A tier, whatever the case may be, bro. I really need to see him come from behind.
So you got him over Dak Prescott, though?
Yeah, twice on Sunday.
It hurts Dak that we've seen him fail so many times too. So I'm like, we already know kind of how it's going to be once we get into that situation, and we haven't seen that with Brock Purdy. So it's that potential of what could be, and from everything we saw, and the fact that the one chance we really had a chance to see that, he got hurt. Because I would have loved, like I said before, I would have loved to see him in that play in that game against the Eagles. Even if he lost, I just wanted to see him in that high pressure pack situation where at one point the Eagles will be like, "Nah, you got to beat us, Brock," and he got hurt, so that just ruined the whole thing for me.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see him in the big game. I think I'm with Bama in that part. I just want to see him in a big moment situation and just show us. Like it won't surprise me. It won't surprise me or nothing. But I got standards for that.
I just gotta see it.
Yeah, I got a certain level of standards at that position. You feel me? Like everybody, at some point, come down to that QB, man. I know some of y'all are cool with good numbers and participation. I'm cool with the good numbers. I just want to see you get a dub with them good numbers. That's all.
Yeah.
All right, and staying on the topic of QBs, which of the rookie QBs made the best first impression in Week 1?
I'm going first on this one, please.
Oh, don't do it, J-Rob. You know I'm about to say it.
Nah, hold on. I'm going first on this one because, I got called crazy back in 2021, I want to say, late 2021. I said Anthony Richardson was going to be a top 5 draft pick in the NFL. I told y'all that this kid has a lot of ability. And Anthony Richardson, of all the first impressions of all the young quarterbacks, he had the best game. He was the closest in margin. He almost upset Trevor Lawrence in his first game of his career. Obviously, there's some things he's going to have to clean up. He's clearly a rookie. But all the God-given talent that I tried to tell y'all back in the winter of 2021 and got called crazy and it'd be called a casual, and this kid ends up going first round. He was the most impressive rookie. You can't teach 6'4". You can't teach 4.4 speed. You can't teach the explosiveness he has. He's going to be a monster this year. And if I were to rank them by performance, I'd actually go AR-15, CJ Stroud, Bryce Young. And the reason why I go Bryce Young, I got CJ over Bryce Young. I think CJ Stroud's game in terms of level of difficulty and turn of the defense was harder, bro. So, no, it was not like 10 months ago. This shit was a minute ago because I talked about this when we was doing college talk, and that was more than a year ago. You late to the party. You seen a clip 10 months ago. But yeah, I'm taking that money. I'm not saying he's better. I'm saying after week 1, listen, you don't want to hear this, but CJ Stroud top 10 in passing yards in the league after week 1. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I think he like top 10 right now in passing yards after week 1. But I'm going with AR-15. He got the most upside. I think he got more. He reminds me of Josh Allen with even a higher ceiling because he got them Cam Newton elements to it. I'm gonna take him 1. I go CJ 2, Bryce 3 after them first week performances.
Nadia, I need to make an apology. Y'all know, J-Rob in particular knows I am not the biggest AR-15 fan, but I really liked what he did on Sunday. He played well. He played well enough for what I had very low expectations from. And I remember I was arguing with G-Bay when I told him when he was bad, when he gets bad, it's going to be really bad. But I thought he looked good. Obviously, he made a lot of mistakes. Had his welcome to the NFL moment. And
yeah, he's going to learn to slide.
Yeah, he better learn how to slide.
He better learn how to slide.
Immediately. They let him know immediately. This ain't the same, bro. You're not playing,
bro. Yeah, they did hit his ass like, yeah, welcome to the league.
You're not playing Duke this week, my boy. You're not playing Duke this week.
Yeah,
and I mean, obviously, I was like, can he actually do it? Then his interception, his first interception, really, really, really disappointed me. But then I had to calm down. I had to be fair. I thought he was good. I thought he looked the best out of the 3, and there was definitely a point there. I was like, oh my god, he had me like he gonna do it. He gonna do it. And I'm like, man, if somehow they figured out with Jonathan Taylor, him and Taylor in the backfield is gonna be a problem. And I sat there and was like, oh no. I gotta talk to J-Rob later. I'll be like, hey, J-Rob, I apologize. AR-15, if you ever hear this, I apologize. You were, at least in my opinion, you were the best rookie quarterback I saw. CJ Stroud was number 2. Bryce was number 3, but obviously that could change next week, especially now that we get. I think he plays Stroud next week, right? They play each other next week, right? So I'm not saying he's Cam, but he has those Cam elements, and he just got to clean it up. He got to slide. And okay, go ahead, Bama.
Stop. Just stop here. No. I already know what he's doing. No, I'm let me get him ready. I hate when he does this. I hate when you do this. I hate when you do this shit. I hate when y'all do this. Every time.
You talking about?
Especially you, Darius. Especially you, Darius.
Coming out.
I hate when you do this because every time you hear the name and y'all acting like we saying he's the player. You making a comparison based off. Usually making the comparison based off you decide what they were coming out of school, and you see what the highest potential version of what they could be. So if the highest potential, I never said he's going to be Cam, but there is no other player that has gone into the league that has looked like Anthony Richardson, that's had the arm and ability like Anthony Richardson. There's only been 2 other players that I can think of off the top of my head that have had the same attributes of a Josh Allen or a Cam Newton. And the only player I've seen is Anthony Richardson. Now, is he going to be those players? I don't know. But he can throw 70, he can throw 90 yards like Josh Allen, and he could jump over niggas like Cam Newton. That's what I know.
That is also very valid.
So that's all I'm saying. Y'all always do this to me. I bring up a name, and y'all think I jumped off the goddamn cliff. I'm just saying there are traits that I like. Oh my God. That's why I already knew where he was going. All right,
so the only reason I give J-Rob hell, y'all, I don't know if y'all know this. We was on college football, right? The game when they played Utah, J-Rob came on. Was like, oh, he the next coming to Cam Newton. Them next 4 games from Anthony Richardson, doo-doo. Like, oh, man. I don't know if he was just like, bro, I'm good. I'm in the NFL now. J-Rob told me I'm Cam Newton. And it's like he took the rest of the season off. It was like, yeah, J-Rob solidified.
He did look like Cam though against Utah, though. He did look like Cam Newton against Utah.
What I will say is this. With rookie quarterbacks, especially if they have instant success, in my head, what really makes me not want to just break the press on them, no tape on them. We don't have enough tape on this. It's literally not enough tape. We don't know what defense can he read or can't read, and what can we throw at him. A lot of people don't even know what is he good at doing yet, because Anthony Richardson coming out of college, strong arm. So, of course, with strong arm QBs, the NFL is right up their alley. You go from throwing 12-yard to 15-yard comebacks to 18 to 20-yard comebacks, 15-yard out. So it's everything that really caters to somebody with a strong arm. And if you got a little bit of athleticism to improvise upon that strong arm, you can kind of stretch this little shit out for us with what we seeing and developing along the way. So them first games, like what he had, he gonna string a lot of those together just off the simple fact of we have no film on him, and he has all the tools to be a prolific NFL quarterback. He can make all the NFL plays. Now, for us developing wise and making sure, can he read the defense? What defense can he read or not? Can he check to this when he see this? Will he be able to tell once this DB do this? Will he be able to tell that coverage type of that? You'll be crazy as hell to think that he'll be ahead of Bryce Young and CJ Stroud for us in that developing between the ears. That's why them boys are so elite. That's why they went 1 and 2. So that's why I'm like, I see what you talking about, J-Rob. He looked like a creative player. But in my head, I'm just like, damn, bro, when have we saw this dual threat quarterback shit really move shit in the NFL? Honestly, when did we saw that? Jalen Hurts didn't become lethal until he got it right here up in between the ears, bro. We saw a different type of leadership from him at QB. Josh Allen still up under fraud watch. Why, J-Rob? Because out of all that strong arm shit, all of them leaping DBs,
I'm here.
Down the stretch, bro, you not making the passes you need to make, and they routine. These be routine passes Josh Allen missed out.
I agree.
That's why I'm kind of break the press. And then if I just had to say a rookie quarterback, everybody gonna say I'm nasty because I'm typical Bama. But it's Bryce Love. That's the best rookie quarterback I've seen so far right now. That boy really looked like.
You said Bryce Love?
Bryce Young. Yeah, Bryce Young.
Yeah.
No, Love.
Jordan Love.
Jordan Love. My fault. Yeah.
You wasn't no rookie though.
He ain't no rookie though, bro. He ain't no rookie though.
No. Bama, wait. We got a question specifically for you to talk about him.
A-Rod. He sat behind our Lord and Savior, Aaron Rodgers.
Bama, we got a whole topic for you to talk about that, but he's not a rookie. Give me the rookies, bro. He's in year 4. He's in year 4, bro.
He already got a house, bro. What are we talking about?
Come on, bro. 4 years deep.
First year player or not? Is this his first year?
He played a little bit last year. Remember the Eagles game?
Man, he played a little bit because old head was over there.
Bro, you don't get a red shirt year. It's not the NBA. You don't get a red shirt year.
Yeah,
You don't get a
I
red
guess.
shirt. This is
I
not the
guess so.
NBA.
If you put it that way, I guess so. But
The NBA is the only league you can play
one.
one game in your rookie year, get hurt, and then go real rookie of the year after.
You feel me? So you see where I'm getting at. But for as rookie QBs, I mean, shit, bro. I mean, I guess, bro, you can, I mean, Anthony Richardson. I mean, none of the rookies really did nothing for real outside of Anthony Richardson.
Facts.
For real.
It's easy. What y'all were talking about, it's simple. Anthony Richardson, he had a passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown. What we know in sports is what you don't have up top, you can make up with athleticism. And the thing about it is, I think Bryce Young and CJ Stroud will eventually get back to what they had over Anthony Richardson, which was the way they played the game, the way they moved the pocket, the way they understood the game and the speed of the game. But right now, all of them are rookies in game one, right? And the game is fast for everybody. One thing that Anthony Richardson has over them that they can never get is God-given size, speed, and ability. So until the game slows down for them, Anthony Richardson is going to be one of the best athletes, if not the best athlete on the field.
Yeah.
So as long as I'm the best athlete on the field, I can make something shake. While y'all are still trying to figure out the speed of the game, I am the speed of the game.
Right.
Now, I still might make plays. So that's the biggest thing for him is it's just going to take them 5, 6, even maybe a year, 5, 6 weeks to a year to figure out the speed of the game, right?
Right.
But for him, it's like, oh, this coverage, I don't know what it is. And when he says hut, he knows I'm going to take a 3-step drop. If this one wide receiver is not open, I'm about to run for 20 yards.
Yeah.
For them, they're like, oh, it's too fast, but I got to read it. And by the time they read it, they're getting sacked.
They're trying to get to their second and third progression and don't have to.
His second progression is I'm about to go run the football for 15 yards.
Yeah.
So that's just the biggest thing. That's in any sport, right? There's a better player, and then there's a better athlete. A lot of times early in your career, the better athlete will outshine the better player because the better player got to understand the things that work for me from a physical standpoint and a technique standpoint and a mental standpoint. I might have to tweak those things. You don't got to tweak just running the ball and running away from people really fast.
But he is the scariest though, DP. Because if Anthony figures it out, like if Anthony gets to progression 2 and 3 instead of taking off, on top of having the option to go get that 20 yards, the reason why I've always been high on this kid, and I know people hate when I compare him to Josh Allen and Cam Newton and all of this, and look, I'm an Ohio State fan. I love CJ Stroud. But you can't – Anthony Richardson got too many unteachables, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the unteachable things that are like what scared me the most because once you teach them the up top part of the game, there's no ceiling. There's not a quarterback more physically gifted in the league. I mean, so it's just like that's why I'm like I've been so, and that's why I'm happy he's in an organization with I think a coach that could really untap some of his potential. I don't think he's in a bad situation as a whole, and I really hope they figure out this Jonathan Taylor thing for him because if you can get into situations where you're running read option or RPOs with JT, Anthony Richardson at the center of it, and then you got Josh Downs, Michael Pittman, and Juwan Winfrey in the mix, you could be on to something. So, you know,
that. Who?
Yeah, Juwan Winfrey. Winfrey. They need to put Juwan Winfrey in the game, man. Make sure that man get his work. But yeah, I think you could really be onto something. So, that's just my thing. Like Anthony Richardson just scares me the most because look out AFC if this kid puts it all together, like for real.
I mean, that's what a lot of people were saying. Oh, go ahead, DB.
What about the Cam Newton thing? Think about this though. Let's just say physical attributes. He's actually way faster than Cam Newton. He weighs more than Cam Newton, I believe he did when they first got into the league. Mm-hmm. But think about the ceiling of what Cam Newton was. The year he won the MVP and went to the Super Bowl. he was one of the most unstoppable quarterbacks with the least amount of talent surrounding him that you've
Facts.
ever seen.
Facts.
So
Facts.
is it sustainable to do what Cam or Anthony doing for a long period of time? Maybe not. But like I said, if you can put together a 2 to 4 year stretch, and within that stretch, do I get a half decent defense 1 year, and do I get a receiver and a tight end and have a Jonathan Taylor, and we get to one? I'm only going to win, right? It's like Cam. You're a one and done. You're going to the Super Bowl one time, and you got to win it. And that's what you get with those guys. There's always going to be a time that you get that one chance, and you got to capitalize on it when you're a high-low guy like Anthony Richardson could be.
We've seen a lot of those. Obviously,
Cam wasn't saying you right. He came out the league going crazy. Go ahead, Randall.
Yeah. So obviously you said Cam. The year after that was Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan only had one chance. Sometimes, with these quarterbacks where they're mid and then they have that 1 year where you just got to put it together. Everything just comes up right. And I remember that year, I was like, yo, when looking at that, obviously they had that D'Angelo Williams was there, Jonathan Stewart was there. That team was nasty, man. Like, oh my God, bruh. And it's crazy. How will we, Jerry, I've always wanted to ask you this. How will we be talking about Cam if he won that Super Bowl?
I mean, I think Cam Newton should already be a Hall of Famer. I don't care if you put Eli Manning in there, then I think you should put Cam in there.
If you Eli Manning,
2015 alone.
Hold on. If you're gonna put in, if guys like Andrew Luck getting consideration for Hall of Fame, if Phillip Rivers is getting Hall of Fame consideration, like there's some quarterbacks that I do think like have not gotten their consideration. Like, I think Cam Newton and Donovan McNabb have been screwed out of the Hall of Fame, are going to get screwed out of getting into the Hall of Fame, and it's going to take them forever to get in. Donovan McNabb went to 5 AFC championships and went to a Super Bowl. And you're going to put in Phillip Rivers, or you're going to consider Andrew Luck to go in over him, and they haven't done anything remotely close. You understand? Like Donovan McNabb was a pillar for the Philadelphia Eagles organization. I think that people don't realize going into the new era, Donovan McNabb and Dante Culpepper kind of spearheaded this, and then Michael Vick along the way spearheaded like the fact that black quarterbacks intellectually could play in this modern era of football. I think their impact was huge. Phillip Rivers ain't did nothing. And look, I love that Andrew Luck threw for a lot of yards, one of the greatest talents we've ever seen at the position coming out. Like, definitely could have been one of those guys. But if he gets in before Cam and Donovan, I think that's whack. Like, I personally think it's whack. And I do think there needs to be a conversation like how these guys are getting jumped over and have not done not nearly enough. Like, I don't think everybody has to win the Super Bowl to get in the Hall of Fame, but to even be able to say that you got there, to even say that I took this team on 5 AFC championship runs, things like that. I think those things matter. So,
I like to be, in my opinion, I don't think McNabb, Phillip Rivers, I don't think they're Hall of Famers in my opinion, but like, that's why, at least for me, I am the leader of the campaign. Once you let Eli Manning in, once you let him in, all those other guys that you mentioned
gotta let him in. It's only over the Super Bowls. Because if you take the Super Bowls away, look at his numbers, look at his record. It's not.
And a lot of people are looking at this is where I blame Brady a bit, because what Brady did winning 7 is the complete anomaly. And then maybe at that point it became that as a quarterback you got to win Super Bowls. What Brady did is the anomaly. What we think Patrick Mahomes is going to do in terms of Super Bowl wins is going to be the anomaly. Okay. So we have to understand that most people are not going to get there. Think about it. If Brady doesn't exist, how many does maybe Matt Ryan get one? Does Peyton Manning have more? Does all these things like that happen? That's why I'm saying once you let Eli Manning in, like I said, Eli Manning's not a Hall of Fame. I don't think Kurt Warner's a Hall of Famer, but they're loved in the media. So they're going to get in. And that matters because they held out. We saw they held out T.O. because the media just didn't like him. They held him out as long.
I think Antonio Brown is a Hall of Famer, but I don't think he's going to get into.
He's not going to get in. He has Hall of Fame numbers. He's not going to get in.
No, I think he should get in. Though. It's going to be political, but he should get in easily. I mean, I would agree with you,
J-Rob, but we know that matters. We know.
But hold on. We got about 20 minutes, and we still have one more topic that we have to get to, and I think
I got you. Let me stop.
Because I think it's a perfect segue from what we talked about last week. Nadia, go ahead.
Absolutely. So, for our last segment of the day, let's get an update on one of our previous topics on the new starting QBs this season. Last week, we talked about Desmond Ridder, Jordan Love, and Sam Howell. All three new franchise leaders start their campaigns 1-0. Which QB do you see having the best season and even career? MJ, you want to take this one?
Yeah, this is out of Jordan Love, Sam Howell, and Desmond Ridder.
It's the same three that we were talking about the other week, last week, and yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
it was just ironic they all won. It was actually like
right.
they all won. Yeah.
All right. No, I definitely say Jordan Love. No, his completion percentage wasn't the best, but he did what he had to do to to beat the Bears. Now, granted, we were like, all right, the level of competition, the Bears are trash. I don't think this is probably
Somebody
topic for
play
another.
for real.
This is like a topic for like another day. What's his name? Justin Fields. He's getting that bust category. He's getting that bust category. What's going on? So that's enough conversation probably for Wednesday. So tune in for that possibly. But no, I definitely am high. I'm high on Jordan Love. He spent those extra years under Aaron Rodgers, and I think he's primed to to have a great year. And Desmond Ridder, he as a guy that went to school in Atlanta, I would go to a couple of Falcons games. I had no belief in this guy. And he got a W in week 1. So I'm gonna definitely say that Jordan Love out of the three. But yeah, the level of competition does matter though. And yes, bus talk is definitely real.
I guess for me, I'm the same as MJ, Jordan Love. Obviously, I think he has the best team out of the three surrounding him, the best coaching staff, and obviously, you could argue that Desmond Ridder's division is worse than his because obviously, I think the Lions are better than any team in the NFC South right now. But I mean, you want to talk about what could be unprecedented in terms of smooth transition from Hall of Fame quarterback to Hall of Fame quarterback to even if he's just a Alex Smith type level quarterback. They have it. They have it in the Packers, and at least I hope they understand that to be able to keep the talent around Jordan Love. Obviously, Aaron Jones, his hamstring situation near the end of the game could be a problem, depending on how he's going from that injury. But Desmond Ridder, in my opinion, I mean J-Rob, we talked about open field. I was like you, MJ. I did not care about him at all. I don't think he's good, but whatever. But watching that game, like we talked about other quarterbacks, he did what he needed to do. He definitely has a talent. He definitely has a talent around him to make noise, and
you could tell they pulling back they haven't really opened the playbook up with him yet.
I mean, and Jesus Christ, give Bijan the ball more, because every time he touched the ball, I'm like, oh, this boy is special. Like, yeah, I know I watched him at Texas, but this boy is special. So I was impressed by what I saw from Desmond Ridder. But I think Jordan Love right now, obviously with the pedigree, obviously with the coaching staff that he has around him, and that the fact that he's been in the system for a while, so he's obviously more experienced than the other two, he could see a lot more success, especially earlier than the other two could.
So you want to go DP? Go ahead, DP.
Yeah, I agree with both of y'all. I think Jordan Love, not head and shoulders, but there's a gap.
I was gonna say I'm not gonna say head and shoulders.
Yeah, but there's a gap in between seeing what he was able to do. Ridder was like 15 of 18, which is really good. He had a good completion percentage, but threw for like 120 yards or something. Maybe wasn't nothing crazy. Jordan Love has that Rodgers mentorship. He has Matt LaFleur. He has some good running backs. So. But the one thing he does lack is just some really good wide receivers. But he has some
Watson
good
was
running
hurt,
back.
right? He didn't play in the first
game. Yeah. So he lacks really good wide receivers, and Watson still has to prove himself to be the guy, right? Without a Rodgers to put you in position, he had a lot of drops. But I think the jury's still out on all of them because we literally had the Commanders play the Cardinals. You have in the Falcons, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you had the Packers and the Bears. So they played three really bad teams across the board, I believe. I don't believe that the Panthers will be really good, right? I don't think that the other teams will be good either. I think 3 to 4 weeks, right? Because that's the biggest thing. There's no film really to judge them off of. They didn't play good people. Give me 3 weeks to see what, like we talked about with the other rookies, and be like, oh, because those guys are technically, rookies as well, as
Yeah,
Bam was
there's
trying
not
to
that much
say,
film out there.
right? As far as playing time. So it's like, let's wait 3 to 4 weeks. And I guarantee you, them dink and dumps that Ritter is doing, we about to play, we about to press. And we got to see if you can throw the ball down the field. And here's 4 picks, here's 3 picks, here's some sacks. So I think Love is going to be in the best position to look the best throughout the season, but they all are still in that
I think
phase.
he has the biggest advantage with his coaching staff. His coaching staff, the familiarity that they have with him, it's such a big advantage over the other two that, I mean, was it Ron Rivera's on fraud watch? I'm like, Ron Rivera, you might be getting packed up.
I don't know if Ron Rivera's on fraud watch. I think of the 3, I think I still got to wait and see the most is probably on Desmond Ridder, just because I think they clearly pulled back the playbook with him in that first game. He wasn't asked to do much. He wasn't even really asked to throw the ball downfield much. And listen, you still got Drake London and Kyle Pitts out there, so the ball needs to get thrown down the field with the type of weapons y'all have. You got Bijan, Algier, so we'll see. We'll see. I still think the jury's out there. I think Sam Howell is second in line, but I got 5 words for you. Love is in the air. I like Jordan Love, man. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm a little biased to Jordan Love because I used to work for a sports agency, and so I did his draft class, of like scouts. And so I scouted the hell out of Jordan Love for my bosses at the time. And I saw a lot of ability that I felt like, I compared. You know what? Let me just shut up. I'm not going to compare him to nobody because the comments are going to destroy me. But I compared his arm talent to a very good quarterback who plays in the AFC North.
You said Joe Burrow, didn't you?
Potentially went to Clemson back in the day, won a national championship. I said he has that. I think his arm talent is reminded me a lot. The way he threw the football, like his mechanics as well, reminded me a lot of this quarterback. And so I compared him to him coming out. I actually reread the draft scout right after the game was over because I'm like, I really thought this kid had a lot of juice. But DP, I think you hit on those. They all played bad teams. And I will give them this credit because I really believe if your team is better, you should go out there and win convincingly. And I think that's the one thing I did appreciate about all of them except Sam. I think Sam's game was a little close, but also new starter, Eric Bieniemy, new offense. I'm gonna give a lot of them that bit of grace. But the fact that they all beat bad teams like they were supposed to, it does at least give me some confidence going forward. I think in terms of the best career, though, I'm gonna go Jordan Love. I'm gonna go Jordan Love just because I was high on him coming into the league. I thought I know a lot of people were hard on the Packers when they picked him. I actually thought the move was a great pivot. I'm definitely
it looks real good now too.
It looks good now. I was one of those people who really believe that, when you take a quarterback in the first round, I'm a believer in letting them go out there and messing it up for a bit. Let them go through their growing pains. But also, if you have the opportunity to sit behind Aaron Rodgers, that can be great for you. But I mean, if you're going to sit behind Derek Carr or Andy Dalton, you might as well play, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? There's no point of that. There's no point of that to me. Yeah, there's no point of that. Go put him out there. But if it's Aaron Rodgers, I think this is phenomenal for his development. And I think what I saw from the Bears game that's different from Sam Howell and Desmond Ridder is he has big command of that offense. They let him throw the ball downfield. I think they do a lot of things within that work for his talent. And I think they have LaFleur and Love got something cooking together, and it's going to be close. And the only other thing I want to say to you, MJ, is you're being unfair about this bus talk with Justin Fields. Because if we're going to call him a bust, what are we going to call Mr. $41 million down in MetLife Stadium?
Oh, he's trash too. I think with Fields, it's like, I know it's all right. His
situation is trash, bro.
It's one of the worst, man.
But what happened with Joe Burrow though? The Bengals was a trash organization. He turned that around, bro.
But even when Joe Burrow was playing, you saw signs.
That's a terrible comparison though, because even though his old line was bad, he had Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, bro. His first year, bro, he tore his ACL. And then they brought in Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. They only brought in DJ Moore. Did you watch Chase Claypool in that game?
Bro,
Do you see Chase Claypool?
but I
He's
thought that
Chase
that
Claypool's
DJ
not
Moore
that
was about to
good,
go
bro.
off now.
I
I
mean,
thought
not call
DJ
him
Moore was
whack,
about
but
to go off now.
He's not. He doesn't look like a dude. You know, Mooney isn't really a 3, and your best receiver is DJ Moore. And let's be honest, that D line was trash. I mean, that O line is still trash. And for the most part, let's be real about Justin Fields. He may not have looked spectacular, but I watched that game. He wasn't just putting the ball in harm's way and being dumb. They have a bad football team around this kid, and he's going to still have to be out there running for his life, going to be forced to be the best athlete on the field because they don't have the talent out there to be able to actually compete. And I feel bad that he got all these people bet all this money on him to win the MVP of the league this year because, in all honesty, that's not going to happen.
He was getting that love.
He has to run for his life just to make plays, bro. It is hard to see.
All right, so
I'm not about to say he's going into that bust lane until I see his right team. If we're going to say that Daniel Jones should be given all this grace and then he gets re-upped for more money, then I want to see Justin Fields give a team around him that could actually make him look at least decent. Because at least for Lamar Jackson, as trash as his receiving core was, he had his ability to run the ball, Mark Andrews, and a above average O line and a defense that worked.
I'm saying
had none of that.
All right, so he's in year 3. What year is it when we're like, all right, we gonna give up on him?
Okay, what about Daniel Jones? How many years are they going to give him?
He's been in the playoffs. I'm not the biggest Daniel Jones fan.
MJ, look at Daniel
I'm
Jones.
not even the one arguing that he should get 40
million. The playoffs. He's been to the playoffs.
Look at how bad
passes, bro.
Look at how bad the Justin Fields' situation is compared to Daniel Jones. Look at how bad it really is.
It's definitely worse. But am I saying I don't even think Daniel Jones should have got paid?
Oh, he definitely should not.
What I'm saying is Fields is in year 3, bro. As every single year we gonna make some excuse to.
It's not an excuse. It's a fact.
You could say the same thing.
He can't do nothing, bro. He literally can't do nothing.
The same way that Justin Fields is running for his life was the way that Joe Burrow was running for his life.
You cannot compare him to Joe Burrow. He has 3 receivers that can legitimately flat out play. 3 guys. Justin Fields has 1. You cannot compare. The play calling is much better. They went out and got Joe Burrow the things that he needed for them to be successful. He has a defense that is at least middle of the pack comparable. They still have a Hubbard. They still have a Bates. They still have Hilton. They got guys who can play. The Bears don't have nothing, bro. They don't have nothing.
Let them get away with that for a long time.
In the league.
Listen, Chase Claypool is not it. I don't think what they got over there is it. And I'm not about to look at the Bears and be like, yeah, this is a team that's going to do it. I'm not saying Mooney's a scrub, but he's not phenomenal. Yeah, and I don't know if Justin Fields is going to be able to have this elite level year because I don't think he's going to have the team around him to do it.
Okay, think about it. Also, when Chase Claypool got traded from the Steelers are one of the things
Claypool is horrible.
Yeah, they are a receiver factory. Think about it. Think about all the great receivers that just come out of there. Whether or not it's Mike Wallace wanted more money. Obviously, Antonio Brown burned his way out of there, but they were a factory. Emmanuel Sanders. Even I don't know how you feel about Juju Smith-Schuster, but they're receiver factory. He's one of the few people where the Steelers were like, just go. They traded him away. I don't even know what they traded him for. And he was supposed to go to the Bears and be some kind of threat. He's not. That's why they went and got DJ Moore in the offseason. He definitely had enough time with the Bears to be that way. It's like I don't get how the Bears operate sometimes. I just don't understand. You have this quarterback.
Chat losing me right now. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all losing me, chat losing me. My bad, Random. Go ahead.
Yeah. But I don't understand. You have this talent. You know you have this talent here. You know you have this talent. And the fact that his main highlights are him running away from a very bad O-line, making plays with his legs, and eventually he's gonna get caught, and you refuse to do anything to help him.
I mean,
Okay,
I like to
DJ
get
Moore's
deep
great.
thoughts on
So
this
why
because
you
I
not
just feel like
drafting
at
no
a
lineman? Why you
certain
not
point,
doing stuff
it's
to help
like,
them?
are you year 3? It's the NFL. We're not gonna keep just waiting chance after chance. You feel me? Like the organization,
But they giving
is not
chance after
good.
chance to Daniel Jones. I'm saying, how can you have a patience with somebody who's been the most turnover-prone quarterback in the entire league? And that's
Well,
not
that's
just
the
picks.
Giants.
That's picks and fumbles.
Give the Giants some truth serum right now. They take Justin Fields over.
Like,
They take Justin Fields right now over
They
Daniel
would
Jones.
swap them out, bro.
They swap
Come
him out
on.
right now. They swap him
Bro,
out right now.
MJ, he threw a pick. Don't run it, throwing the ball out of bounds. He threw a pick, throwing the rock out of
Do
bounds.
they really?
Man.
I
Come
don't know
on,
if
bro.
they do, bro.
Stop it.
Oh,
I
Stop
don't know
it.
if they
Stop
no.
do.
The only
Stop
reason
I
Daniel
don't know
Jones
if
got his
they
money is
do.
because he's cool with the
Stop
Manning.
it.
His
Stop
contract
it.
is like because he
Stop
knows
it.
somebody.
Actually,
He does
well,
not. He does
Nadia,
not.
Nadia, we
Oh my
only got 2
God.
minutes left, unfortunately, because footy comes on right after us. So,
Oh
my God.
Oh my God.
All right, y'all ready to wrap the show up then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Can I?
we got to.
Hey, Rob, real quick before
Real quick,
y'all wrap.
hurry up.
Oh
You got
my
2 minutes.
God,
Don't
bro.
random. Do not respond to him. Let him just go because we got 2 minutes.
Number one, shout out to Random and MJ. Good seeing y'all again. DP and Nadia, I never met y'all before. Nice meeting y'all. J Rob, I have one question for you.
Talk to me.
Since you're such a winning merchant, right?
Oh my God.
You're such a winning merchant. How is it
All right,
that
let me end the
Matthew
stream.
Stafford, a guy who has won a Super Bowl,
Nah,
a guy who has beat Joe Burrow in the Super Bowl,
he's him.
he is talented. He has the stats.
He's
He
him.
has shown to make it work with even no-name receivers and
I owe him an apology.
How is he not better than Joe Burrow?
He's him. He might be better than Joey B. I ain't gonna lie. I love what I saw from him. He might be in the mix, dub. He as somebody who loves a winner, Matthew Stafford, what it do, baby? I ain't gonna front. That Seahawks dub got me feeling different, bro. Tutu Atwell with Tutu Atwell out there. What's the other receiver's name? He had 140 yards.
I don't even know.
Don't even know. So I mean, listen. The
Kukua, right?
Listen,
That was the other.
Kukua, yeah, Kukua.
Yeah.
They looked good. They look good, dub. He might be better than Joey B. They beat the 49ers, dub. I might be singing a different tune week 3, gang. I ain't gonna lie. He beat the 49ers because I was really impressed by Matthew Stafford. He kind of stole my heart a little bit against the Seahawks. I'm not gonna lie, he did.
I just need you to say that Dub is always right, man. That's all.
You didn't say he was. What? Wait, no.
Just say that.
That's the new take. That's the new take. Nadia, outro. Go ahead. Don't listen to.
All right. Thanks so much for hanging with us for another episode of the Press Box, y'all. We'll be back here on Wednesday. See you then.
What are we talking about?
See you then. Go Jets, baby.